2 days out from the Atlanta Pro. We are here now in Atlanta. I've been here for a few days. Wanted to get here early, make sure I can sort my weight. And last week I've been floating around right at 212 on the dot when I wake up in the morning. So today's weigh-in day. We're about to head over to weigh-ins. And so I ended up yesterday pulling a lot of my veggies and fiber, basically went to like rice cakes and whey. Ended up waking up, that worked well. GI weight could be like 3 to 4 pounds doing so. So I was like 209 this morning. So my weight comes up pretty quick to 212. So all of today, I've just been eating and drinking based on staying right around this 212 mark, a little below it, just in case the scale's off at any. So I can't wait just to drink my normal amount of fluids post weigh-in. The show's cool because it's a 36-hour weigh-in. So I'll have today, I'll have all of tomorrow, and then part of show day just to eat, stay hydrated, and nail the look. So let's go get checked in, get this weight done, and I can eat and carb up. I was 210.4, so I will drink 16 ounces of water. What am I doing? That's what happens when you're in prep. You forget you have cold water. I usually would have already had drinking this whole thing by today.
Water tastes extra good when you can't have it.
Sure does. And it's tight, like they're checking at 4, checking at 5, so I mean, they don't have time to do a lot, but we all have to do the pro formalities, give our music and or get our number.
Oh, so as long as you don't have to sit there forever.
And there's a tiny door straight ahead. You'll go through that door. Okay?
Great.
When you go all the way to the end there, make a left.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool. This is how it should look.
Yeah.
That's how a stage should look, right? You're back in here.
See my reaction? Almost like,
Hey guys.
Hey,
What's going on? What's up? What's up? How y'all?
We're gonna start at 5. Yep.
man that needs no introduction. You actually introduced yourself?
I know, I love it.
Know something.
I'm Ronnie Coleman. Sure, John. Okay.
What are you doing? 220? You have to weigh in.
Yeah. Jump on
Yeah. I was gonna say we're trying to get you in if you're running. Yeah, almost out the
the way officially.
Sorry, what was that?
Jump. So you was what? Was that 211?
211.4.
You're in?
He's in.
All right. Go eat a hamburger.
I'll follow you on Instagram.
Of course, yeah.
I'm like, he teaches me a lot of stuff. Sorry, I got 5 seconds so I can squeeze.
Let's go.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks so much. Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for following the content. All right, so got to check in, got on the scale, 211.4. Seems like the scale was a little light because right before I left, I was 210.4, but I drank 16 ounces of water, and that was like with nothing on. So nice. We can drink more water now. Right after weigh-in, since I haven't done a lot of food, I wanted to put in first fluids. So I had 30 ounces of water. And then this meal, I want something fast digesting, so just 300 grams of white rice, 40 grams of whey, 50 grams of banana, and it has 20 grams of almond butter in it, and a quarter teaspoon of salt, so more like a liquid kind of based meal. That way I get something in quick. Then my next meal could be more solid from there. And I'll space out my fluids normally how I would be consuming them, which usually I'm doing like 40 ounces of fluid between each meal. So I don't try to rush the fluids. The initial, though, I do put some in quick. But from here out, it'll be between meals about that 40 ounces to get back to hydrated status. Don't forget to get your picture before you leave.
All right, look in there. Here we go. 3, 2. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Are you ready, or do you need
Not
to?
ready at all.
Okay.
No, yeah.
All right. You want to come back? This is just so you can sleep in it and take a rinse, right?
It was. I don't know if I need that though. Like I've had like a
You've been in the bed.
base tan, and like, what about coming just early to sit in it longer?
Tomorrow you could come in early. Excuse me, 1 minute. You could come in early. Yeah, you definitely do that. I just know she said get 2 good hand coats on.
Yeah.
And a rinse in between.
Kick in
So
and
if you come in
note this
tomorrow
down.
between, tomorrow's what, Saturday?
Yeah.
So come between 10:15 and 10:45. I had you at 3 in the afternoon tomorrow,
Okay.
and then I figured we would get another hand coat, rinse, come back for 3, do another hand coat. If you think after that hand coat you need to come back later in the evening, we'll have you do that.
I could just come to the second evening one if you want me to sit in it longer.
Do you think that'll be enough, though? That's my question. Would you prefer to come only once tomorrow, like after this, only once?
Whatever's gonna be best.
I just want to make sure you're
Yeah. Okay.
So
I'll
I'd rather
I'll
have you come
okay.
at 3, and then let's assess the situation. You know what I
Sounds
mean?
good.
If you don't have to come back, you don't have to come back.
Sounds good.
Okay? I'd rather be safe than sorry. And then Sunday we had you coming in for your top coat. And do we not? Are you a sweater?
No.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. So we have you 9:30. So you just come here, camp out, and camp out here. You perform here. Okay?
Show shirt. ATL Pro. Towel. Get a shaker. My bag. Back from check-ins. Rest of the night. Just hydrate, eat, relax. And that's it. Tomorrow wake up, we'll assess the look and just go through the process of trying to carb up, load, and see where was going to be a best look. And also need to fit in some tanning within all that too. So get 2 coats tomorrow, probably train between those coats, and go from there. One day out. So today is just carb up day. Weighed 210.4, so came up 1 pound since yesterday morning. Ended up putting in about 500 grams of carbs total for yesterday, but just not a lot of fluid. So today it's about having my fluid regimen. So I'll have 6 meals, so 8 ounces of fluid with each meal, and between meals I'll do 45 ounces. So this will total up to about 2 gallons for the day. And I'll go meal by meal, watch the look, my visuals, my weight, kind of see where I might find the best look, and then that's what we'll try to land on show day, relatively speaking here. So based on yesterday's data, I'm gonna start with around 120 grams of carbs per meal, about 15 grams of fat, and protein will be a little lower, 35-40 grams. So what we have for meal 1, 120 grams of chicken, 250 grams of rice, mustard and ketchup on that. And I like rice cakes, so there's nothing special about these. Just you can enjoy your carb up period, go figure. So I'll do 3 white cheddar rice cakes. That's what I put my chicken on. Then I have 2 plain rice cakes with 20 grams of almond butter and 40 grams of banana, and it is delicious. So we'll space our meals out every about 2.5–3 hours, look at the visuals and weight before each meal, and enjoy the carb up day.
And we're gonna have to touch that up.
So, get a shave in before we go tan. Renee and I both are paired with Neuroker 1 plates, so she'll hit the backside while I hit the front. It's pretty fast and quick that way. Head over to the venue. Gonna get my first coat on for myself. I need a couple coats to make sure I have a base tan. I've been tanning in the bed. You've been following along the prep series, you knew that. But I'm gonna get 1 coat on, come back here, we'll train, but let that kind of marinate on me, rinse, then go back for a second coat later on. So I'm all shaved up and primed. I use the Pro-Tan Get Buff too, to like as a exfoliator scrub before I go, and that's all I use this time. So drive over there and get my tan there. Gonna hand paint me this time, rather than just doing like a spray. That's worked out well for some other people that have some tough skin. So right, got my first base coat on. So about to have a second meal, just doing my check-in now. I'm at 213, so I came up 2.5 pounds, but I already know, like, just posing, I don't have quite all the lines like flexing, and I can't feel it quite as much, so this is still a little bit flat for me. So I can base off my last meal and fluid amount that I had and probably put in the same amount and see where that takes me. I won't come up as much likely, but still thinking it might be 215 might be where I find the balance. But already visually I know, like, I still have full glute lines and look hard, but I know I can look harder with being a little fuller. So this is our posing setup, which works out well. This Airbnb has a cool light that has daylight bulbs, and you can adjust it. So you stand in the doorway with a black background, dark room, and you get a great shots that way. Alright, so this meal, the last meal we did, again, it was around 120 grams of carbs, we hit 15 grams of fat, and 50 grams of protein. So that came up 2.5 pounds, and I'm thinking we're gonna go hit the same amount for this next meal. Fluid wise, that was about half a gallon in. So we'll stay with the same thing. This meal, the only difference is it'll be 250 grams of rice, 35 grams of whey. I'll still do the 5 rice cakes and 20 grams of almond butter, 50 grams of banana. So everything's the same as the last meal, just swapping out whey instead of chicken, as this might be the meal for right before stage. So I'll try to emulate that today. And I'll have this, I'll wait, and we'll go to the gym and just do like a practice kind of pump up and see how it looks visually. I'm kind of thinking in mind like 215 pounds might be like the stage weight and the look that has all the right balance. So I'll be able to gauge off like these 2 meals and the fluids I have, maybe roughly what I might be doing for tomorrow. So let's put this meal in. This is called poor man's cream of rice. So if you don't want to go buy a cream of rice, just make rice pudding, and it's great. I guess most cream of rice is pretty damn cheap anyway, unless you're buying the fancy cream of rice. But like the orange box has a bunch of iron in it, so you can buy like Thai white jasmine rice that doesn't have the added iron, and that way you can do it that way without having to buy like an expensive brand of cream of rice if you want to do it like that. Oh shit.
Oh, you alright?
And there I go. Ended my bodybuilding career. Compose. What is that? I never wear sandals. It's like, look at my foot. Look how the toes aren't made for sandal. So I wear tennis shoes everywhere. Headed back to the second coat of tan. I did a rinse my first coat and put on this one, which won't get rinsed. I'll sleep in overnight. Ended up having my last check-in pics looked really good. So that was 2 meals in. Again, we're sitting like 240 grams of carbs and like 30 grams of fat across those 2 meals. and that was a gallon of water in, and I was right about, I'd call it 215. Did a practice pump up, which I do what I would do backstage, so I have an idea of exactly what to do. I don't have to think about it. I know how long it takes me to get a pump and go through that routine. Did that and took some pics. I felt full, I could pose hard, and all the lines were still there, and I could still control my waist really well. So I am thinking around this 215-ish mark might be what we put on stage. Again, we just have to wake up and see where I'm at, but that will be the rough idea for right now. But keep going throughout the day and eating and looking at visuals to see if it does improve anymore. Okay. 214.8 right now. Gonna go have meal 4 and keep letting body weight move up. It's moving up a little slower now, which is kind of normal once you get hydrated enough, but I do want to make sure I get up high enough to where I can kind of plan some for that overnight drop, because I usually drop about 5 pounds or so. So I was gonna wake it up at like 211. I'll have plenty of time to get up to that 214, 215 mark. Okay, meal number 4. So looked at the pics and everything, and I think body weight will keep moving up. Some of these meals in the evening are gonna be a little bit closer together, just with tanning. My schedule got pushed back some, so I will have a bit more food fluid here in the evening, which is fine. It's not off that much. So I think the same food amount will keep pushing body weight up. I'm just pushing it at like 1 extra rice cake and a little bit more dates. So this is 250 grams of rice, 120 grams of chicken, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and my normal condiments I do. I'll do 3 white cheddar rice cakes. This is simply a delivery means for my food. 3 plain rice cakes with 25 grams of almond butter, and these dates are 20 grams. And I like dates because they're a good source of potassium. They do have a little bit of fiber, it's low, but it's a dense source of calories. And it does provide like some potassium as well. If you are cutting out a lot of your veggie sources, you're also losing out on like your magnesium, your potassium. So this brings that back. So that's why like I have some of the banana that's in there too. And then I am taking magnesium tabs pretty much with every meal, like 100 milligram of magnesium, just as some insurance that there's a replacement there without having any veggies. And the nut butter does bring some of that along with it too though. So look forward to eating this meal like I look forward to eating every meal on the carb up. Renee, we can't have you slurping, okay?
Okay. God.
Renee likes to
Too
eat
crunchy, too slurpy.
the loudest foods. Renee will pick them. Well, we had pretzels earlier, then she eats crunchy salad, then rice cakes, then slurpy coffee. I love you. My last meal though of the night, and we've been watching my weight come up throughout the day, getting close to 217, which I'm thinking with a little less food belly bloat, 215 is a really good look for tomorrow. And this meal, the purpose of it is to try to get something a little bit smaller and more dense and try all this out, and probably be more of the meals going into the show. No chicken, less rice cakes. So this meal is 250 grams of rice, 30 grams of whey. There is 10 grams of almond butter mixed in, and 15 grams of dates. Then 2 Rice Krispie treats. How fun is that? 10 grams of almond butter on both. One's a chocolate flavored one from Pride Foods. They're chocolate flavored. And that's what I'm putting in. So a little less volume. I'm gonna try that out, see how it digests. The last meal I did that was just whey was sat great. So goal is to have enough food and fluid in without any bloating, be able to really control my waist and still be 215 pounds. So I will nail that and bring it to stage tomorrow and eat this, and off to bed I go. I joke about your crunchy food. I don't.
You're not joking. You're just jealous of my crunchy foods.
No, the worst is my mom with chips, because she'll take a chip and I swear my mom makes the noise. It's not the chip. Because I'll look, I'm like, are you making the noise? Like what the drives me nuts. And then it's like a mouth open, like just put it in your mouth, close it, and then you chew, right?
She just wants you to know that she's really enjoying it.
Oh, I guess that's my thing with food and chewing and things, but
Well, thanks for putting up with my slurping and crunchy.
I'm bearing the best I can. You'll know when you with my mom next time. You're gonna notice that.
Yeah, it's gonna annoy me.
We'll have to give her some chips. Try these chips, Mom.
It's like baby food for bodybuilders.
Show day. Super excited finally about today because it's here, and had okay sleep last night. I ended up getting up last night mid-sleeping, and I ate a little bit of food. Went to bed at 2:18. I had 2:16 when I woke up mid-sleep. I'm like, I don't want to drop too much, so I had the Rice Krispie treats, some almond butter, some dates, and 10 ounces of fluid. Went back to sleep, ended up hitting 213 this morning, which has been heavier since the past few days. It's a little flat look, but it's right on for what I wanted, because I only need to come up now like 2.5 pounds to my best visual that I saw yesterday. So what we'll do today is get meal one in, which is going to be the same macro composition I've been doing, 120 grams of carbs, 15 grams of fat, but more condensed down. So the Rice Krispie treats and almond butter and whey and rice mixture work great. Like, waist feels really small. So I'm going to continue with that, probably my first 2 meals, and probably be about little over half a gallon of water going into pre-judge. So that's where we're currently at, but I'm really excited. We'll fill out a little bit and take it to stage. Oh, I forgot, I want to say how much food I actually put in yesterday. Can I do that? So for the carb load yesterday, if you're interested, it ended up being 5,100 calories, about 800 grams of carbs, 95 grams of fat, and 270 grams of protein. It's the most food I've ever eaten before a show, which was like hesitant, but just kept going. And everyone, like people close to my circle, like, don't be scared to eat, John, just feed. So I did, so you won't have the flat John on stage this year, hopefully. Hopefully I don't eat these words later on in the video. Okay. Posing first thing in the morning. Looks good, a little flat. Go get our meal in. and start our day.
We are backstage, and it's probably like 45 minutes out from going on to stage. So all the tanning coat's in, all the final food is in. Just time to relax and blaze up here shortly, pump up, and go do my thing. Really happy with the look I have right now. So just need to walk on stage. It's just now it's like hurry up and wait game always. If you're a competitor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Band. Number 2. Hopefully it's not a bad omen.
All right, 212 guys, get y'all lined up and fix your head up.
All right, gentlemen, front double bicep. Relax, quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. Back double bicep. Relax, quarter turn to the right. Face front. Thank you, gentlemen. You can file off stage. We'll see you individually.
Next up from San Antonio, Texas, number 2, John Jewett.
Nice homes, bread proper, one chamber, top shotter, Bentley coupe, new yacht, my helicopter, born broke, real bitch, straight out of Compton. If you magazine is one from me, I rewrote the game, now talk money. All black on my Al Capone. I built the house, you get your own. I only love it when her hair long. You should listen to this beat through my headphones. I came a long way from the game. 20 stack seats at the Heat game. And the stairs with the Heat, man. Can't be stepping on the feet, man. Hey, best niggas came from the D game. Cause it was said it was a seat thing. Brown bag money in a duffel bag. More weather than we got a double back. The homie whipping chickens in his mama kitchen. On a mission, say he did it for his son tuition. Real dreams coming to fruition. Stumble but I never fall, leaning on my. I only love her when they back. We should listen to this track in my Maybach. I'm just trying to be a billionaire. Coming for a millionaire.
Always bringing it, John Jewett.
All right, we're gonna call 5. Number 1, Jason. Number 2, John. Number 5, Jose. Number 6, Francisco. And number 7, Diego. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right. And face front. Jason and John switch please, right next to each other. And Jose and Diego switch please. And just spread out. Just spread out a little bit so you have plenty of room. So a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. double bicep. Lat spread. Either side tricep. Face front. Can I have number 1 and number 5 switch, please, on the end? Number 1 and number 5. And just spread out just a little bit. Thank you, Alex. And relax. Thank you, gentlemen. You can step back in line. All right, gentlemen, front double bicep. Lat spread. Side chest. Face the back double bicep. Lat spread. Either side tricep. And your favorite, most muscular. And relax. Amazing job, gentlemen. Thank you so much. We'll see you at finals.
All right, thank you, judges, and thank you to our 212s.
First look.
How is flexing up there?
Fine. Yeah. Felt good. Felt comfortable. Confident.
You look happy, which makes you stand out.
Yeah.
Like the only guy.
I feel a little emotional after that.
You look really good, Dave.
Yeah. That felt really good. Feels good to feel like that. Confidence on the stage again.
I know, babe. I know.
Yeah, makes it worth it.
That was amazing.
Best look. You were lean, but you were big.
Yeah.
Aren't you? You happy that you weren't afraid to eat?
Yeah.
You're awesome, dude. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. No, I'm really proud of that look. I had to walk out there to see what that would feel like, and to have those emotions come out again, that you've succeeded and beat your best before, because I feel like it just re-inspires confidence in what you do, and just what I love about it. What I love about getting on stage and competing and knowing you're still improving, and all that time in the off season like paid off. So yeah, go home and wait for finals.
Incredibly pleasure to meet you, okay?
Thank you so much. Great to meet you. This prep's been different for me because previously my first Olympia in 2019 was all a new experience, right? It's a first pro win. That was extremely exciting. Getting to Olympia for the first time was just being there was already the win. There was no expectations, and I ended up getting fourth, which was incredible. And off that, it was a completely a high, right? I'm ready to just improve, get back to Olympia, and better that placing. I had this strong belief in myself that I could win. And that changed a lot in 2020, led to a terrible placing at the Olympia, a very poor look. I was very embarrassed by the look, just for my own standard, which led into 2021 of me doing numerous shows to just try to prove it to myself that I was better than that, and be proud at least of myself of what I could bring to stage. And along that process was bringing J3U about, which prior I was the competitor, and then J3U's become something bigger than me, where I'm now impacting others. And I've kind of realized that, I used to think being a competitor or bodybuilder was going to be this big legacy point for me, and it has self-developed me, but realizing through 21 and 2020 that education and impacting others is the legacy that I'll probably leave. That's changed a bit the competition mindset, as far as where my why behind doing the shows. But I realized in 21 that I needed to step away from a year from competing to actually improve, because 21 just led to, yes, I had the most conditioned look, but not the best look. And it kind of kills me to say, like, 2019 was probably the best balanced look that I've had, of fullness and hardness. So I feel accomplished in bodybuilding. Like, I could walk away and feel like I've done what I needed to, and even as an educator, like, I've had the experiences to be able to share and teach others. But this prep is now, it's purely about myself and being at my all-time best. I need that for myself, to be the best version of 212 and not yet walk away from that yet. Be better than I was in 19 and go to Olympia off a pro win. Also through J3U, I want to share that experience with everyone that has been following along on my teachings. And what's great about teachings is that you fail, and that makes you a good teacher. So it's okay if this doesn't go quite the way that I want it to, but I hope to gather information along the way that I can share and help others do this to seek out their self-development, their purpose. At the moment for me, that's bodybuilding, but it will move into other things, just like I see it moving more into like the education sector when I decide to stop. So this prep means a lot because it's for me to try to get back to a better version that I just have never seen out, and I'm hungry for it. I'm excited about it. I knew in 20 and 21 it just wasn't quite put together, but this year it is. So I'm excited to get to Olympia and truly bring the best version of myself. To enter a competitive season with Renee, my wife, it's so much fun. I love bodybuilding. Obviously I started just because I love to lift weights, and then it becomes that you end up competing as an outlet. And I was a bodybuilder and competing. I was a pro when I met Renee, and she wasn't competing at all. And I was doing it pretty much on my own, but then she came into my life and liked to go to the gym with me and live the lifestyle.
and then she competed. And so prepping along with her and sharing something that I loved with someone else that loved it like I did has been such a fulfilling experience. The moments of just being backstage with her, or the silly things of getting stuck in an airport with her, or the times we're like on the couch and we're like, "Dave, babe, we're so hungry. Let's watch the latest food, show, Netflix binge that we can." We understand each other on that level, and that's been it's been so special to share. And now it gets beyond like even show outcomes. It's about the experiences with people, and that's made a lot of value in competition. And it does remove some of the pressure around trying to get first place and get second place, because I realize like those aren't the moments you remember. It's the moments that I shared with Renee doing this. I won't remember if I got second place here or third place there, but the stupid things that stand out, like at the Chicago Pro, Renee surprised me with this phenomenal birthday cake on my birthday, and like I remember these moments, right? So it's made a prep where I can really have great perspective and just enjoy the small things, enjoy all the moments, because you realize like you won't be doing this forever. So prepping with her has made the bodybuilding experience just so much more enjoyable. I would say the more challenging aspect of the prep, to think about what is the easier aspect for one, is that I know the process so well that I can manage my lifestyle, the stresses, sleep, like it's very controlled to where I can bring about the best physique outcome. However, pulling myself away from the other areas that are very important can be a challenge. Like I know my business lacks because of it, and I can't put time into that, which that's a growing area where I really care about, and I'm impacting people. And I know bodybuilding limits me there. So I have to really have patience with myself and know like bodybuilding at the moment is what I really need to put my time into. I need to be all in, and I have to lower my expectations and standards for workflow, the amount of work that I do, the coaching business, because there'll be time for that. So it's been hard like to step away from like even off season, or I was working so much into prep. Just have to keep having the perspective of that's what needs to happen to be the best that I can be. If I went back to young John and could tell him any advice, I would tell him to not change a damn thing. Because everything that I've done up to that point led me to where I'm at now. I took a long pause to think about that, because like, what would I change? And it's like, man, if I changed anything, I don't know if I would be here. For another young competitor though, I would say spend your time improving your process. Don't rush into shows, and don't chase outcomes. Chase your daily love for bodybuilding and the things that you find that are going to sustain it. Like fall in love with training and just the daily lifestyle. Also the moments with people that you have in it. I would also highly invest in yourself, in your education, and have a means to be a great bodybuilder. The stuff isn't cheap. So I see a lot of young guys that rush into trying to bodybuild and just scraping by. And it's like, what's the end outcome there? Like I bodybuild later in life after I've had like a career established. So I'd say focus and put a lot of weight on that, because that also is going to make you a better bodybuilder. When you're young, just take your time to grow. Don't compete so often. And that's how you'll improve at a faster rate. This weekend would be a success. Walking on stage, at seeing out the best version I've ever seen at 212. The hard John that's also big, that no one's ever seen before. If that leads to a show win, which that's how I train for, I'm here to win this show, so be it. That's out of my control. But either way, if I didn't, if I could see that video, those pictures, and just be blown away and blow myself away, that's part of the big successes. Also, just making those memories with Renee and Clinton, my videographer that's here too. Because at the end, like I said, like those will be the meaningful things, the silly things that we do remember out of this weekend. So competing in the future, I realize I'm older in this. There's a lot of young guys coming up. I mean, not that old. I'm kind of in my prime in it, honestly, because I'm improving still. I'll be 37 next week. I want to first just check off the 212 that I know for a fact that I brought the best version. I know people ask me all the time, would you go to the Open or do an Open show? And I'm still on this cusp where I can make it and still be better at 212. I want to do an Open show, so I never have a regret of like not doing it. Also just see how I fare, but it needs to be the right circumstances and the right show. But at least for now, I'll focus one show at a time and just to fully put everything in to win. So I'm not done after this year, at least of now.
Next up at 212 from San Antonio, Texas, welcome number 2, John Jewett.
There's still time. All that has been devastated can be recreated, realized. We pick up the broken pieces of our giving ourselves to each other, to rest our head down, to rest our head, to rest our head.
John Jewett.
The number 1, Jason, number 2, John, number 5, Jose, and number 7, Diego. Can I have Jason and John switch, please, right next to each other? And Jose and Diego switch. Just spread out enough, guys, so you have room. All right, front double bicep. Lat spread. Side chest. Relax, face the back, back double bicep. Lat spread. Either side, side tricep. Face front, abdominals in one thigh. And your favorite, most muscular. relax. Thank you, gentlemen. That concludes confirmation of scoring. We got one more thing to do.
I think we should do a pose down. Let's get some music on DJ Bretsky.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, with them work. Hallelujah. One nation, under God. Real getting money from the start. I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, getting work. Hallelujah. One nation, under God. Real getting
John
money
Jewett
from the
stalking the stage. Who can you pose next to? How about a big round of applause for all these amazing physiques in the men's 212 Open at this year's 2023 IFBB Pro League Wings of Strength Glenda Murray Atlanta Pro. Fourth place, your winner, number 1, Jason Hebert. Third place, number 5, Jose Marte. Michael Matassa out there with the check. Michael, the promoter of the Daytona Pro, coming up September 30th. Again, for 212, the Open. The second place award brought to you by All About Health. Here comes that massive individual with the check for $1,000 for second place. And second place goes to number 7, Diego Montoya. So the check for $2,000 on behalf and brought to you by Wings of Strength, the trophy, the Wolfpack, and the qualification for the 2023 Olympia in Las Vegas, or in Orlando, Florida. Thank you, Jake, right there. It will be the one and only John Jewett, number 2.
For you. How you doing?
All right, guys, let's get those hands in the air like we just don't care. Congratulations to all 6 of our winners up there today.
Remember me? I met you.
Yes, I want to.
All right, trophy presenters out. Guys, get ready to hit a pose. So many more pictures to be had. How about a double by? Front double bicep. Big round of applause for our 6 winners. All right, guys, you can bottom up John. Stay there. A couple more pictures. Couple more pictures, just you, J3.
J3, I like it.
All right, this is the talk I get to have, and this is my favorite talk. This is not your first Olympia. How many is this?
This will be my 4th.
What does getting back on that Olympia stage mean to you?
2019 was the best year for me. It was my first time I got 4th, and it was kind of a run after that. So I wanted to come to a show and just beat that look. That was the win. And presenting a stage where the Atlanta Pro, Wings of Strength, the IFBB, NPC, they put on a stage where we could really showcase that and capture that. That was the goal, capture the best look. But on top of it, I get to go Olympia. So going back and knowing I can beat that best that I had was everything. That's the win. So coming out of a rut, it feels like. So it's a substantial experience. It's so fulfilling.
Well, you hit, and we talked a little bit backstage. You hit that first front double by, and I went, whoa. The conditioning, the shape, everything was so proportioned, but the peaks on the biceps were insane. It looked like a Popeye cartoon. I thought battleships were gonna fight in there. What did you do to make those improvements, and how do you think they're gonna impact this next journey to the Olympia stage?
Definitely for bicep peaks, cans of spinach, obviously. But no, I had to take all of 2022 off. Like 2021 was non-stop competing. I felt like the look was fading, so I needed to step back and actually have some time to improve and set up a prep that could lead me to this best look. So it was just taking the time to freshen up and actually make some improvements so I can showcase that on stage. So now, 15 weeks in Olympia, that's a good chunk of time too. So hopefully to bring this fuller and hard look that has the balance to it and get back up into that top 5.
I have no doubt this year you're going to take it to them and get back in that top 5. It was great to see you here. It's going to be even better to see you there at the Olympia. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
John Jewett, everybody, another hand for him. The road to the Olympia made another stop in Atlanta.
Oh, I am just over the freaking moon. I had such high anxiety, just like with the anticipation of him, you know, going back for finals. So to have him finished and placed first and just see how ecstatic and happy he was to be there, it just is so fulfilling to me. I feel like I was up there with him. It's amazing.
Who's taller? Are you taller than me?
I don't know.
You're tall. You lie. You try to be short. I'm like 5'7".
We're gonna ask you this right now.
Okay, you just want to do questions.
How are you gonna place at the Olympia?
My goal.
What are you gonna do different?
I've been fourth. It's my best.
And you were nasty.
I would love just to beat fourth.
Well, how do we emulate that look from that year when you were fourth?
Yeah, probably don't emulate it because you got to beat it, right?
All right,
so you got to double the pancake order and take the extra diazide, and then you nail it.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I was took that last year off to improve.
Thanks, man. Back, won Atlanta Pro 212 champion. It was, like I said, it's an incredible experience. It's I talked about earlier, like what this show means to me, just like bringing the best and seeing the best rewarded feels even better. And I feel just honored to be able to go back to Olympia, and I feel just this almost reestablished belief that I had in 2019 of what I could do and accomplish, and that how I could go win the 212 Olympia. I feel on fire like that. Getting on that stage and having those moments, it meant so much, and it was so fulfilling. It's something you just remember for your entire life. So I'm excited to go carry out for the next 15 weeks my Olympia prep, which we will continue to have the prep series so y'all can follow along and share it with everyone and bring, again, an all-time best to the Olympia stage and beat every previous look that I had. That's always my goal. I realize, like, places are going to shift around, so I'd love to beat my old placing of fourth. That's really the goal. But I have to make the goal, for one, enjoying the process, the daily that I love of bodybuilding, beating an all-time best, my personal, and then hopefully that comes out as an outcome too that is better than fourth place. But to end the night, the real trophy, cookies and ice cream. So we're gonna dig in and enjoy some brownies and cookies and sweets. Just had sushi and got back, and I'm gonna finish it off with some sugar nightcap.